Hey, what's up? It's Jared with State of Tech, and I have the new Surface Pro from Microsoft and the fancy signature type cover with the new Alcantara cover, so that's going to be fantastic. So we're going to do a setup video. So I'm going to pull everything out of the box. We're going to do a setup video because, setting up a new device, things change all the time, and I thought it would be good to walk through that process. So let's open up the cover. We'll go ahead and pull that back, and that will give us access to lift the plastic right off the top and slide it right out like so. There isn't much else in there. Companies are getting more and more minimal with their packaging, which I like. Less is more, in my opinion. So there we go. We've got the type cover. It's got a nice feel to it. We'll take a little bit more of a look at that. So, of course, with the box here, we've got to open that up. And like with all big things, we pull out a big knife. We've got the El Chete here, which is definitely overkill, but nonetheless, it gets the job done. So we've got the plastic cut. Let's pull that back. I've liked Microsoft's packaging. I like the way that they package their devices. It's very nice, very simple and clean. All right, down below here we have what I would guess would be the power brick. So there we go. Set that off to the side. We're going to need to probably plug that in initially to give ourselves a little bit of a charge while we do our setup. And then looks like some documentation. Not going to worry about that right now. But I am going to take this plastic off and put it back in the box. I like to hang on to the plastic. Not entirely sure why. I guess, if I ever decide to sell the device and move on to another device, it's nice to wrap it back up in that plastic. And if I sell it to someone, they get that semi-new experience that I just went through with all of you. All right, so that's off to the side. We've got the power supply here. Definitely going to need to plug this in. Setup time can take a few minutes, and don't worry, we will fast forward through any slow parts of the video here so that you don't have to sit and wait through everything. All right, so ports on the side. On this side, we've got the headphone jack. On this side, we have the charging port, also the docking port. We have USB, and we also have a mini display port, which is becoming less useful these days. I mean, I have a display that is a USB Type 3 display, and so this would be useless for that, but I'm not looking to really hook this up to a display. This is going to be my mobile device. I mean, this would be what I would use a tablet for, an iPad or a Samsung Galaxy Tab S3 or something like that. But what I found with tablets, and I'm just going to talk a little bit while I boot this up, what I found with tablets is that they're just not very useful for me. A big tablet that kind of acts like a big iPhone or a big Android phone is great because there are some things that you can get done on there. They're great for media consumption. But when it comes to getting stuff done, they're just not there. And even though the new iPad that came out here in spring of 2000, or I guess at WWDC, they announced it, has a lot more features as far as being able to multitask and do a lot more. But in my opinion, it's not going to run a full version of Lightroom. It's not going to run some of the other software that I want, such as a tablet like this. So we need to select our language. I'll go ahead and select English and leave it at that. And
hi there, I'm Cortana, and I'm here to help.
We've got
A
Cortana.
little sign in here, a touch of Wi-Fi there, and we'll have your PC ready for all you plan to do. You can use your voice or the keyboard along the way, and if you'd like me to stay quiet, just select the sound icon. If you need an assistive screen reader, press the Windows, Control, and Enter keys at the same time to enable narrator. Okay, enough intro. Let's dig in.
All right, so let's get through the process.
Your region is set to...
Yes, United States.
Your keyboard is set. Do
Yes.
you also type with another keyboard layout?
No. voice
Next up,
right from the
legal
beginning.
stuff.
Kind of cool. I like that.
Now let's get you connected to a network.
They're getting much more, this setup process actually is kind of, there's a little bit more there. I mean, I like how Cortana is walking us through the process. I just tap next after connecting to my Wi-Fi.
Right, you're connected. Now we'll check for any updates.
This may be annoying. Like if I was out in public trying to set this up, I definitely wouldn't want all of this, and I could have tapped that speaker icon down in the bottom right to get Cortana to be quiet. But I kind of like this. I mean, it's making it a fun process to set up your new device. And though setting up new devices has always been fun for me, this just kind of adds to it. It makes it a little bit more fun. Having Cortana walk you through it, I think is going to be great for a lot of people, especially the less tech savvy that are going to want one of these.
If this computer is owned by your work or school, or if it's
yours. So I'm going to set it up for personal use. You can also set it up for an organization, but we're going to go through the personal use setup. So if you have a Microsoft account, you can go ahead and sign in with that here. If you don't have a Microsoft account, then you can create an account. You don't necessarily have to use any specific, you don't have to make a Microsoft email address or anything like that. You can, because they offer that, but you can sign in with the email address that you have. And then I'll just tap the X to get the keyboard to go away and hit next. Then it's going to ask for my password. If the keyboard doesn't come up, you can tap in the box. So to get a number, the easiest thing to do on the keyboard, on the touch keyboard here, is to tap and long press and then drag up to that number. Of course, I could attach my keyboard over here, but not going to do that. Just doing everything
with just your face.
On the screen right here.
Required.
So we'll go ahead and set this up.
Okay, hold still for a second. We need to learn to recognize you.
So you have to hold it here with your face in the camera screen.
Want to set up a PIN?
Then I'll go ahead and set up a PIN. It might be a little hard for Windows Hello to unlock by looking at your face. So having a backup PIN is definitely great, or a password or something like that. There are definitely different options that you can choose there.
Hey, look, it's the me part of setup. Can I have permission to use the info I need to do my best work?
Even Cortana's excited. Yes. Even Cortana's excited to
These are the settings Microsoft recommends. Go ahead and review them.
So there are setup options here, like giving Microsoft and Cortana your location, diagnostics information, relevant ads, speech recognition, tailored experiences with diagnostic data. All these are toggled on by default, and you can toggle them off if you want. Relevant ads, I mean, there are areas that I like that, and there are areas that I don't.
Okay, that's the last step.
All right, so now let's see where we go from here.
We need to get a few more things polished up for you, and Windows will be all yours.
All right.
Looking forward to helping out.
So the typical Windows, doing some updates and stuff before it's ready to be used, and then it gives us the screen hi and starts welcoming us, and we're getting everything ready for you. That's typically what I've seen on other Windows devices, so this is kind of a new experience that I haven't seen. On the last Surface, which I had, the Surface Pro 3, didn't have this whole special welcoming situation here. Of course, the operating system has changed substantially since then as well. So what I plan to use this device for is what lightweight computing and stuff that I would typically do maybe at home. At work, I do more heavy lifting, editing photos, editing some video, writing code and stuff like that. But when I'm at home, I might be, editing a couple of photos. I might be browsing the web, or, checking email or something like that. Nothing too crazy, but having a full Windows experience, a full desktop type of experience is going to be much better for me. And that's just what I haven't been able to get on an iPad or on a Android tablet, because the operating system just doesn't allow for the native software that I kind of want to be able to use. The email software that I like, not available on a mobile device. The Adobe Lightroom, of course you can get it in a mobile version, but I just don't really like it. It isn't as powerful. It's much more dumbed down. I like the full version of Adobe Lightroom, and same goes with Photoshop, and even a lot of other applications that support both mobile and desktop. The desktop versions just have a lot more to offer. All right, so I am fully set up here. The screen is a little dim, so I may, oh, there it goes. Light sensors kicked in. And now I've got a nice bright display. Start menu down here. Everything is ready to go. And I am ready to start using my device. Now, it changed my desktop background to the desktop background I use on my other computer or what I used on my last computer. So I have a nice, beautiful photo that I had put into my account already. So it already feels like my device. I like this. It didn't restore my data. It doesn't have all the software and all the things that my other PC may have had, but it does have it has my desktop background, it has probably some of my settings, and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to start using this device. So I'm super excited for this. This is the i5 model. I flashed the specs at the beginning, but this is the i5 model. I opted to go with this because I did not want the fans blowing on the inside, making a bunch of noise. I wanted just a simple, quiet machine, and yes, maybe a little bit underpowered in compared to the i7, but you're not really getting that much more performance in an i7 in a small unit like this. The i5 is going to be plenty good for me. It's a dual core. The i7 would have been a dual core. So for me, I think this is going to be great for using it as a tablet / don't have my actual laptop with me type of situation, which, I have the Dell XPS 15 and that's a big laptop. So I hope this setup video helped you. I mean, the setup is very easy, and I think that's a testament to what Microsoft has done over the years to make setting up a PC much easier. We're connected to the internet. We're ready to go. The only thing we need to do now is either go into the Windows Store and start downloading some apps, or start browsing the web with the Edge browser. I'll probably download Google Chrome, but that's pretty cool. So just one last thing, let's go ahead and pop on the keyboard, because that's going to be a huge thing for me. So keyboard is attached, and what I love about this is that it can lay flat. You can pop out the kickstand, and that you can adjust the kickstand at all of these at an angle that's almost flat. So any viewing is going to be really good on this from any angle. Whether you're in an airplane or you're sitting on the couch or just on a desk like this. My pen isn't here yet. I did order a pen. I think the pen's going to be useful for note taking. It just hasn't came in yet. I wanted to get this set up so that I could start using it. I have a meeting later today, and I'm excited to be able to pull this out and use this at a meeting instead of lugging my Dell XPS 15 around with me. So thanks so much for checking out this video. If you liked it, give it the thumbs up. If it was worthless, feel free to give it the thumbs down. Subscribe to our channel here if you want to see more videos. We'll definitely be back with a review of this device because I want to see if it's going to be strong enough. I have my worries a little bit, but I think it's going to be good for me to use. It's definitely going to be better than the tablet experience that I'm familiar with. And I think the difference between when I had the Surface Pro 3 and this Surface Pro 5, or whatever you want to call it, is definitely going to be the jump in usability that I need. So thanks so much for checking out this video. Click on that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.